welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We're here in the Weaver's Guild to pick up the Weaver's quest for Heaven's Port. So, Redolent Rose, what's up? Greetings, Desiree. I trust you haven't let your needlework lapse since last we spoke. I'm busy as ever, of course. The orders come and go and go and come. Sometimes I miss when I could wander abroad to study fashion. But that time is long past. The burden of being a guild master, I suppose. But you, my friend, are free as a bird, aren't you? I wonder if I might travel vicariously through you, Desiree. I'd love nothing more than to learn what the seamstresses have dreamed up during the Holy Sea's isolation. Yes, you could work there as a proper weaver, learning the taste of lords and ladies alike. If you serve a noble house, all the better. I suppose that does raise the question of which noble house, of course. I have no connections to the Holy See, I'm afraid, and my knowledge of Ishgard is limited. Well, save for House Hellenard. Their sigil is a red rose upon a field of black. A rose is a rose is a rose, as they say, and if one of their guardsmen has any wit, then you may well land a commission. Failing that, I will leave you to your own devices. Good luck. To Hellenard Manor. House Hellenard is right across the street from House Fortams. Have we work for a weaver? No, lass, I'm afraid we have not a guild for such now. But the way I hear it, House Dywander's rolling the coin. Make a pitch to one of their guards. Mayhap they'll throw some custom your way. Alright. How's doing there? Work? I can't promise you anything, miss. It's above my station. But one moment. I do remember hearing that Madame Galenda was looking for one with your skills. She's a widow of a noble and the most devout soul in Ishgard. I imagine you find her in St. Raymonot's cathedral. And there's Madame Galenda. Why, yes, I am Glenda, and you're a weaver? Praise Halone, you have the answer to my prayers. Consider yourself hired. It's my daughter, Averill. I'm schooling her in weaving, but no matter what I say, she doesn't learn. I've spent moons working with a child to no avail. I had nowhere to turn but to the Fury, and I begged her for a proper tutor. Now you're here. Please, go to my daughter. I've told her time and again to stay at home, but she's the most willful child, so you'll likely find her idling about near the Ark of the Venerable. Alright. Averill. Yes, I'm Averill. Did Mother hire you? A pleasure to meet you then. I was just taking a breath of air. So delightful and fresh here. Unlike my stuffy old house. Honestly, I can't stand being stuck indoors. It's always just me and Mother. She lost Father to the war and took comfort in religion. But now she's only ever at the cathedral praying, at home telling me how to talk, how to dress, how to act. I wanted to be a chirurgeon of a knighthood. I'd even gotten quite good at conjury. But would Mother allow it? No. It wasn't maidenly enough. Instead, she saddled me with this insufferable weaving. No offense. Yes, I know she's worried about losing me, but I ask you, what harm is there in me leaving the house? She's trying to keep me trapped in her little bloody cage for all my life. There you are, Averill. And I see you met your new weaving instructor. Order anything you wish, my girl. Her work can be something you aspire to. But remember, practice makes perfect, so practice. And I've told you 1,000 times that a maid of your birth shouldn't hang about places like this. You belong at home, alongside your loom and rosary. Is that clear? Yes, mother. What am I to do? I can't say no to her. She sacrificed so much, raising me by herself. But I can't live like this forever. So I'm forced to lie. My needlework isn't so bad in reality, but if she knew that... I have no intention of studying under you, kind as you seem to be. I simply have no need to. But since Mother already has you on retainer, I suppose I could do with some new clothes, and my skills aren't equal to yours. So when I find an article I can't make myself, I'll be in touch with my order. Until then. Level 53. Level up, yeah. 61. Ah, excellent. I know you were expecting me to have an order for you, but something else has come up. I wonder if you might keep my mother occupied for a spell. I've plans to have tea with my conjurer friends, and Mother won't let me go. She hasn't said anything, of course, but she's hidden my favorite dress. I know what that means. But I am going, and in that dress too. He'll be there, my first sweetheart, and I would just die if he sees me in anything else. I know how this must seem to you. But my point is that I shall need time to search my house and have no one else to turn to. Please keep my mother busy. She'll be where she always is. In the cathedral. Just ask her about religion or something. That'll keep her there for bells. And back to the cathedral. Desiree, you haven't come to pray, have you? Yes? A likely story. You wandered in here out of boredom, hadn't you? Has my daughter made even a single request of you? Of course not. If only she'd take to weaving and forget this chirurgeon nonsense. You may think me unfair, but my daughter's everything to me and I cannot... When I lost my husband, I would have lost my mind if it had not been for Averill. I won't let the war take her from me too. There's absolutely no need for her to see battle. But her so-called friends seem to speak of nothing but fighting. They're little more than maids, but do they act maidenly? Really, the young ladies these days are... Dear me, I've talked your ear off. Well, I'd best be getting home now. Thank you, though. If only more of our young were as good listeners as you. This was not quite what her daughter had in mind, but it worked. Desiree, I found my dress. It's hardly a splendid evening gown, but Mother never bought me better. Couldn't find the gloves, though. Mother must have thrown them away. In fairness, I'd used them so much that her fingers had worn through. Couldn't you make me a new pair? I'd like something tasteful that matches my dress. Holy rainbow glows would do it, I should think. As pretty as you can make. Alright. And I already prepared some materials. Have you finished my holy rainbow gloves? Sorry, I don't mean to rush you. It's just that I'm bursting to see my friends. These are absolutely gorgeous, Desiree. The cloth has such a luster, and the stitching is so fine. Why, as free as I could dance. They're so wonderful. I could never have made something so splendid. It must be so sublime to bring happiness to people with your handiwork. Oh, and tea. Tea will be all the more wonderful now. I can't wait to see what my childhood sweetheart thinks of these. It's been beastly trying to meet him, you know, because Mother never approved of him being from the broom. But he's the most gentle soul, albeit a bit clumsy. I don't know what he would do without me. Well, now that I've seen your work with my own two eyes, there are about 100 things I'd like you to make. I'll be in touch. After tea, of course. And I can get a pair for me, but worse. But no, I don't need them anymore. Averill has a dreamy air to it. It was absolutely perfect, Desiree. Tea, I mean. My sweetheart was there. He hadn't changed a bit, the clumsy dear. It's just, he's not doing so well. Didn't have a head for conjury, so he's given up. Now he meets to serve House Stone there as a soldier, but he's just not cut out for it. I realized he has no choice, but his first battle is fast approaching, and I'm worried he won't come back. So I'm going with him. The Proving needs someone to watch over him. I can't just go to war, though. I need to be accepted as a chirurgeon first, and that means getting my conjury up to snuff. I need the proper attire too, if you catch my drift. Firstly, I want a hat. It can't just be a chirurgeon's hat, though. Mother will catch wind of my plans in an instant. No, I'll only get away with this if it looks like something a prim young lady would wear. Unfortunately, I have no idea what's in fashion, let alone what prim young ladies are wearing. That's where I'd like you to begin. I'm sure the more dapper townfolk would be happy to tell you about their hats. So, a little investigation? Good sir, what hats are in fashion? What hats are in vogue this season? Cavalier hats. Anyone knows that. Alright. Madam, can I ask you what hats are in fashion? Oh, cavalier hats are all the rage. Knights wore them first, of course, so they lent the wearer an air of chivalry. Okay. Cavalier hats, huh? Who would have thought? Well, in any case, that takes care of a form, but what of a function? I suppose we want something that lends itself to healing, but I'm not sure what that would entail. Might your guildmaster know something of this? He must have an opinion on the matter. Could you ask him for me? Okay, off to Redolent Rose and ask him for his expert opinion. This seems to be a trend during Heaven's Ward, that at the level 55 quest, I believe it is. Yep. You go to your guildmaster and ask them for help. Well, that is a tale I hadn't expected to hear. And the girl wants a hat she can wear as easily about town as into battle. This is tricky. I wouldn't expect civilians to commonly wear cavaliers' hats like you're describing. I wonder if Ishgard's taste in fashion stems from a people's warring spirit. But that's neither here nor there. As to your question, the best fabric for healers is woven of fibers that absorb ether. I suggest using holy rainbow cloth, for not only is its conductivity superb, but it should also make for a gorgeous hat. Okay, holy rainbow hat of healing. And with that, we go back to Averill. It is a messy situation with those two. I mean, I get where the mother is coming from, but a child needs a certain amount of freedom, but you don't want them rushing off into battle and getting killed, right? And we are, of course, right in the middle of it. Anyway, Averill. I'm giddy to see what you and your guildmasters have come up with. Oh, thank you. It's quite fetching on me, if I do say so myself. Best of all, no one would mistake me for a healer. Freskin, what in heaven's name? Thank you, Averill. The pain's all gone. You've got a great hand with healing magics, same as ever. What happened to you? Did you hurt yourself training? Not Not quite. I was tired all from all that running about, and I lost my footing on my way down from the hoplon. I fell down the stairs. Desiree, this is Freskin, my friend, who I told you about earlier. A childhood sweetheart. Averil, you look. That cap you've got is really something. Isn't it just? That secretly a conjurer's hat. With Weaver made it for me, for my practice. This way Mother would never... Oh gods, my mother! Freskin, you need to go, now. There'll be a bloodbath if she finds you here. I told you he was clumsy. What in the world would he do without me? Well, when I need another favor, I let you know. But for now, it's practice, practice, practice. Our student there takes only the best as chirurgeons. And the mother watches from the distance. Averil? Desiree, I have wonderful tidings. Our student there accepted me as a chirurgeon. I can go with Freskin now. Of course, I've yet to tell Mother, but she's been acting strangely. Why, she asked me to spin a wool donation and told me she needed the last bell. So I worked as fast as I could and just finished. I had to ask, but would you be a dear and take it to her? I ought to deliver it myself, but Freskin has been training with his master at arms. I'm worried about him. I'd like to inspect him when he gets back to make sure he's alright. And again with a cathedral. You, what are you doing here? I bring you her donation. Oh, I hoped Averil would come herself, but I wasn't expecting her until later. She shouldn't have finished this quickly. Maybe she is improving. Very well. Tell her to make a set of monastic robes. If she can't do it, she will not be leaving the house on these ridiculous outings. I will forbid it. She has everything she needs for weaving in her chambers. And don't you dare make the robes for her. If you sew so much as one stitch, I will be able to tell. Freskin is safe, though he managed to bang himself up a bit on the road home. Somehow. Now what of Mother? She wasn't too angry, was she? Is that a jest? I just can't make monastic robes with a flick of my wrist. Is that she sensed I'm lying? Why else would she burden me with an impossible task and take my freedom if I fail? Gods, if only you could do it for me. But Mother will notice, and then I'll be locked at home forever and ever. I just have to roll up my sleeves and do it myself. Where do I begin? What to use for monastic? Oh, that's right, crawler silk. It's impossible to find any of quality in Ishgard. But it's not cheating if you spin the silk, and I make the robe, is it? That's it. I can do this if you make 3 spindles. Please? Yeah, I have one, but... yeah, I have made the crawler silk, right? In preparation, because it's silk. It's just crafting materials. We need to craft it twice to get enough. Beautiful. This is exactly what I expect from you, Desiree. God's willing, it shouldn't be too hard to make monastic robes using these materials. I'll get to weaving them now. Wait here. I'd like you to look over my effort. Well, that turned out much better than I expected. All thanks to the crawler silk you spun me, I dare say. Averil, what are you doing loafing about here? I gave you a task. Hello to you too, Mother. Oh, and the robes are finished. What? Did Desiree make them for you? Are you passing her work off as your own? Don't lie to me, girl. Why, Mother, you wrong me. She did obtain the materials, but I stitched the robe from collar to hem entirely by myself. Thank you. The seams aren't quite even. Very much your handiwork. I'm so happy you're satisfied, Mother. I take it I have your permission to be away from home more often? It's just more pleasant outside, don't you think? Arrogant girl, you remind me of her father. What in the world? Oh, who cares? She didn't say no. I've got all the time I need to practice conjury now. Thank you again, Desiree. I'll call you again for one last request, if that's alright. Just before Fresken and I leave. And for this we need Master Weaver 3. You can get that book for script from Morenas. Fresken and I will be bound for the front line soon, and I'm ready for it. Well, mostly. I have one last request for you, at least for the time being. Could you create me a garment to wear into battle? Mother doesn't know I'm leaving, and I'm not telling her. It's imperative that the clothing be sufficiently fashionable, lest she grows suspicious of my true plans. Could you speak with the townsfolk again? I would like to blend in with them, so as to make her think I'm off on some social outing. I'm sorry to ask this of you, but you've seen how Mother gets. I don't want her to worry. No matter what I say, she won't understand. I just can't be what she wants me to be. No, the less she knows of my plans, the better. Alright, let's go around asking what's fashionable again. Well-dressed townsperson. My outfit, I'm flattered that you'd ask. This is my finest bleu, and I'm paired it with my cavalier hat. It does seem to be what everyone is wearing these days. What to wear with a cavalier's hat? Why, a doublet, of course, but it must match with a cap, or you look as strange as a goblin with a goboo's hat. Okay. So the townsfolk are wearing blurs and doublets. I'm quite fond of both styles. The doublet will do for me. It reminds me of an old one we've got at home. I always thought it was quite pretty. Perhaps Mother would, back before she became so dull. If I could use it, I would. But it's not meant for battle. Actually, could you speak with your guildmaster about that? As with my hat, the doublet will need to serve as armor, too. Alright, again back to Redolent Rose. This must be Horror as a character, traveling from snowy Ishgard to Ulda in the desert. And back. Good heavens, off to war now, is she? I suppose that's Ishgard's way. It's a pity she means to further the sea for her own mother, but I understand her request. She may not return from a battle, and if you must go, go with style. Why, you could say the fabric of Ishgardian life is woven from loss. That's why the art has such beauty. The lives are as glorious candles, burning twice as bright, but half as long. Ha! I dare say that gem will inspire me for some time, Desiree. But you were asking about fabrics. We discussed how magic wielders' needs are best served by fibers that absorb airfire, yes? Then you have considered where the battle will be fought? Kerfus is frigid, and frostbite can just as easily kill as dragonfire. Only the warmest of fabrics will do. Chimerical felt. A chivalric doublet of healing made of this ought to suit Averil's needs. And we need the Master Weaver 3 book, which I already have. Master recipes. But I have it here as well. Anyway, I have only normal chimerical felt because the crafting material is chimera mains. You need to farm chimeras for that, and it is tedious. So I just bought the stuff, and chimerical felt is expensive. I have crafted it before, but so many is, as I said, it's tedious to make due to the chimera mains. Done. Anyway, you don't need high quality for this, so you could just, if you fail at high quality but can make it, you can just make it. But I wanted to do it properly. Professional pride and all that. Also, that girl is going off to war. Might as well go with good equipment. Alright, Averil. My heart is all flutter. I can't wait to see what you bring me. Or is it that I'm anxious about the battle set? Well, is it done? How would that look on me, huh? Actually, quite good. Yes. It's stunning. Why, I'll be the belle of a battlefield. Thank you so much. Now there's nothing holding me back. I do wish Mother... No, it's best she doesn't know. Fresk and I will go via the Ark of the Worthy. Please, see us off there. It's bad luck to leave without a soul to say goodbye to. Thank you for coming, Desiree. When I return, I will be sure to tell you about all of our adventures. But if I don't make it back, tell Mother that I was chasing my dreams. That I was happy. Farewell, my friend. Averil, where are you going dressed like that? She is, let's say, we're going to the front. To the fete, right, darling? That's why I'm wearing my finest, for the, fete. Is that so? Well, cancel your plans. The cathedral has need of more monastic robes, and right this very instant. Can't it wait, Mother? I've been dreaming of this party for so long. And your party is more important than the gods' work? Your last robes were so well received, I think you'd need to make 100 sets. You can do it, yes? You want the truth, Mother? I'm a chirurgeon. I'm leaving for the front lines tonight, with my sweetheart. Please don't try to stop me. I couldn't bear sitting at home praying for my Freskin's safety when I could see to it myself. It's bad luck, you know, to leave without letting me say goodbye. Your remains gave you away, dear. I know a chirurgeon's doublet when I see it. I wore one myself. I just hoped you never would. I went to war too. Your father was so gallant, and I was so in love with him. How could I not go? But I never told him I was with child. He died not knowing because I was slow when I needed to be fast. He died because of me. And that guilt destroyed the woman I was. I gave up conjury to raise you. I tried to forget my mistakes through Alone. I never wanted you to know war. If keeping you from harm meant keeping you home, so be it. And when I saw you studying conjury with him, I panicked. Everything I could do to stop you, I tried. And my actions only drove you further toward the battlefield. But the doublet suits you. Back when I was young and sincere and passionate, I'm sure it suited me too. I do remember that desire to do good, to protect the ones I love. Go, Otherwell. Go with my blessing. And keep him safe, and promise me you'll come back. I promise, Mother. On everything I hold dear. Thank you. And thank you, Desiree. So she was reminded of herself with her daughter's passion about this. Alright. This concludes our Weaver's quest for Heavensward. I felt this quest could have used some small epilogue, just another dialogue or two, but I suppose it will have to be enough. Anyway, that shall be it for this episode. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.